Alright, so today, earlier I had a problem with my JAYBO vape here, which is a lifesaver. I've been using this for about 2 or 3 years now, and I had a couple before that, but this is pretty much the best one that I like. So if you're interested in quitting cigarettes or whatever, because I've been smoking cigarettes ever since I can remember when, but these things help me get it off. You know, I've tried the Nicorette gum and all that good stuff, but this vape, it proves to be effective. I started out at six Nic, and then I moved to 3, and now I'm at 0. So I'm pretty much off the nicotine, but of course the habit, you know, smoking or whatever. But anyway, had a problem today where whenever I hit my primer, you see where it says 90%? Well, I know I charged my batteries. And the battery indicator was coming on and it showed empty. So I knew that it wasn't, because I have a standalone charger that basically it charges my batteries remotely. So every time I hit my primer, it was flashing. The battery symbol was flashing here where it says 90%, and at the bottom here it said check battery. So I opened it up, and what I found was absolutely nothing here. The batteries, check this out. You know, I checked everything to make sure nothing was, you know, loose in there, and make sure everything was tight, no leakage or anything like that. So there was no leakage. So, you know, I looked on YouTube, of course, to find out what the actual problem is. So I'm gonna break for a second, and what we're gonna do here is basically we're gonna take out these screws here. All these screws gotta come out. The last one of them here, and as you can see here, there's a little sponge here. Well, this is like a gasket to, if there was a leak coming from the mod itself, it would leak back down into here and probably short everything out, and you have to get a whole nother assembly. So this right here is basically protecting the liquid from going in here. You're gonna have to remove this, and with inside here you're gonna see a like a brass screw. See if I can worm it out here. A brass screw right there. Okay, so you can see the brass screw. This has to come out as well for the whole assembly to pop out. So I'll be back in a second, and I'll show you exactly what's inside this thing and where the problem actually lies within this model. By the way, this is the JAYBO RX. So if you have one of these, and if it looks like mine, I've had it for a while. It's pretty durable. It's been dropped, and but it's still proven to be effective. So be right back, and I'm gonna take this thing apart, and we'll see what's inside. All right, I'm back. So after you take all the screws out here, I prefer to put the screws in a bowl so I don't lose them, because they're really small in comparison to the needle noses that I have here that I use. Flathead. I'd recommend getting Phillips, but you can see how small these things really are. So you don't want to lose these things, because they're really hard to find in a carpet. If you have hardwood floors, of course, it's a different story, but you get what I'm saying. Here is the caulking here that I mentioned earlier to get this screw out right here that holds this in. All right. So the problem with the RX, JAYBO RX model, you see this this piece right here. Well, this wire becomes very hot whenever you hit it, you know, for an extended amount of time or during a period of time. And with loading the battery and constantly fluctuating this pin underneath here, right here, if you can see it, all right, the battery goes up into this spring and it causes it to fluctuate. It causes this to fluctuate a lot. So the end result is that this ends up breaking. All right, this ends up breaking off. So what you have to do is you definitely need a solder gun for this. I'm trying to save you guys a couple of bucks. Getting a solder gun is, well, it's by far it's an investment if you just want to do it yourself. I recommend these guys. I've had this for years, no problems. Fires right up and gets the job done. Also, you want to use small gauge aluminum when you're soldering here. And you see, if you can scale it here, you can see exactly how small this this soldering wire is. So what you want to do is you want to basically peel this back, peel this wire back a little bit so where we can get some wire exposed, so you can make contact with this little guy right here. And then you begin your soldering process. Make sure it's a nice even round tip, and make sure you go all the way down until you make these two wires connect, and then seal it off nice and neat here. I know my cousin could probably do a better job, but he welds for a living, so he's probably watching this thinking, I could have did a better job. You probably could, but you didn't. Too far away. But anyway, yeah, so this is the problem with the RX mod. Okay, this thing comes apart. So if you have a check battery and you know your battery's full, and if you have a check battery, make sure you open it up and follow these steps, and I guarantee you that this is going to be your problem. Alright, just trying to save you guys a couple of bucks, and hopefully this video was insightful. Instead of going to the vape shop and charging you like 50 bucks to do this, you can crack this thing open and get it done yourself. Alright, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching.